Hello, everybody. Welcome to another great day of SSL soccer. My name is Xenlos. I'm coming at you solo once again as we are on here today, the final day of the Cup group stage. It's been an exciting couple of days so far, and I think it's only going to serve to get more exciting today as playoff spots will be decided. Some teams will advance, some teams will not. That's always how these things go, though. And while there's one group already that has its two participants decided, all the other groups still have some question marks. And one of those groups is Group A as we get into our first game, which is Schwarzwalder versus Buenos Aires. Schwarzwalder currently has only 1 point. They're sitting at the bottom of the table with the -4 goal differential. As you see, Gintonic goes for a shot, but is blocked by Gorkov. Buenos Aires currently sitting second in the table with 3 points and what looks like a -1 goal differential. I apologize if my statistics are not 100% accurate. As we're going through a bit of technical issues here in the press box tonight, and my capabilities of seeing the tables are a little bit hindered, but it's okay. So here's Zerhonia. Oh, intercepted, taken away by Tucker as we go over to Oakdown. And here's Torres. Torres fires, tries to chip the keeper, but no. That's going to be a goal kick. So, what has to happen for these teams to get in as there's a shot off the corner, but nothing doing. It's going to be picked up, brought over by Tucker. Tucker goes up the sidelines. It's very simple for Buenos Aires. They win, they're in. If they draw, they need Athênai to win by less than 2 as there's a shot over. In Schwarzwalder, well, they need to win. And a draw from Athênai would get them in. Or they would have to make up 1 goal differential somewhere. As they are 1 goal differential behind Athênai. As here is Freddie. Going over to Zerhoni to Tucker. Tucker to Gintonic. Gintonic fires. Oakdown parries it. Turns to the side. Goes over to Gorkov. That's all we're going to get to see for that moment. 27th minute, here's Gorkov again, headed away, picked up by Guevara. Guevara goes back to Gorkov. Back over to Guevara, who goes all the way back to Jeeves. Jeeves going forward to Vandersloot, looking for Torres. Torres looks for the shot, but no, blocked by Freddie. Freddie got in there. But they go over to Brooks Patron, who is not marked, and that'll go in. And that's a 1-0 lead for Buenos Aires. You see Vandersloot goes in looking for Torres. Freddie catches up really quickly. Schenkinger can't quite get back in time to mark Brooks Patron. 1-0. Easy peasy. As you see now, that propels Buenos Aires up into second place. As you see, 45th minute. Saran Satral. I think it's that. Anyway, here's Gintonic. Gintonic fires. It's off the post. And then cleared out. That was almost a very key equalizer right before halftime. Here's the throw-in over to Gintonic to Taco Cat to Zerhoni. Taco Cat playing around, going inside the box. So you go to Schenkinger. It's off of Jeeves' head. Recovered by Dion. Shot and scored from Whittington. What a shot. And there's the key equalizer right before the half. As Taco Cat goes in the Gintonic over to Schenkinger, it bounces off of Jeeves. Dion passes back to Whittington, who just lets it rip from all the way out there. And it's 1-1. as we go into the half. Whew, what an exciting end to that half. We had a little bit of a slow start, but picked up big at the end. So we'll see if any substitutions are coming in for either of these two teams. And now, well, now the defending champs are in danger. Because remember, it's entirely possible a draw is not good enough to get out of this group. Here's Jeeves on the throw in the Bruxpatron. Bruxpatron over the Vandersloot, over the Knight. Knight hanging around inside the box, elects to go back to of Katarina. They go into Vandersloot, over to Knight again. Knight goes over to Jeeves. Jeeves goes for the cross in. Saran ended up jumping a little bit early, but is not punished for it, as it is aired over for a goal kick. And now time is starting to go by, and like we said, it's not just Buenos Aires that's in trouble. Schwarzwalder, as much as Buenos Aires needs that goal to guarantee it, Schwarzwalder needs a goal to even be in the race still. So, here's Gintonic over to Taco Cat. It's going to be kicked away, cleared out by Knight, but picked up by Yoelian. Over to Schenkinger, over to Zahoni, as they're kicking around in a little bit of a triangle formation. Zahoni going forward to Tucker. Over to Gintonic. They're trying to find their way in. And they might have just found it by way of Whittington as they go over to Dion, who's in the box. That's going to be a penalty. Zenedon Gintonic will take the penalty. Here we go. Very key penalty here. 69th minute. Gintonic lines up. Oakdown is ready. Fires. Scores! And Schwarzwalder is up 2-1. In the 69th minute. What a nice penalty shot taken by Gintonic. Oakdown guesses wrong. And now we go to the 72nd minute. Whittington going forward, intercepted by Jeeves over to Guevara. Over to Bruxpatron. Vandersloot, Torres, Penshaw. Torres fires, but no, it's over the net, goal kick. All the pressure now is on Buenos Aires in these last 10 minutes to come up with something. Saran Saral over to Whittington. Whittington. It's going to be intercepted, taken over by Vandersloot to Gorkov, to Yoelian. Yoelian to Torres. As he finds Vandersloot all the way at the back post. Back line, excuse me. Knight goes in for Bruxpatron and it's tied! No, it's not! It's offside! Torres gets... Oh, those are rave lines! Oh, no! Two minutes of stoppage time. This is now do or die for Buenos Aires. Yoelian goes back to Saran Satral, who airs it out, looking to just get some sort of breathing room. They can't find it as Buenos Aires recovers. They go into Penshaw. They go to Gorkov. They go over to Jeeves. A.S Jeeves goes for the cross. It's cleared out by Schenkinger, but recovered again by Buenos Aires, but headed by Freddie, picked up by Jeeves. Jeeves taking it into the box, trying to get it around. Whittington goes for the cross. It's headed over the net. Goal kick with 2 minutes to go. Here's Whittington. Going forward to Dion, to Gintonic, forward to Dion again. Dion goes for the light pass, but it's intercepted by Gorkov. They go forward to back into attacking territory. Potentially only about 70 seconds to go. Here's Penshaw over the big slide by Berbatov. That's going to roll out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in. That's going to waste some time. 91-10. 50 seconds to go. What could be like that? Oh my God, Talia goes in! And that one's gonna stand! In the 92nd minute! Jeeves on the throw in the Penshaw! Penshaw goes to Bruxpatron. Torres fires. Saron Central dives. Tully able to take advantage before he can get back up. And that's full time. Buenos Aires is hanging on by a thread as they draw in the final minute to end Schwarzwalder's tournament run. Oh my God. I need a second to breathe after that, but we don't have time. We don't have time to breathe as we get right into our next game, which is Athênai versus Paris. So here's where we stand. Buenos Aires is currently sitting at 4 points now. And Paris is in, no matter what happens. We knew that at the start of the day. Athênai can get in if they were to win this game. I'm not sure what would happen if they won by 2, because they would be tied on both points and goal differential. So ideally, Athênai wants to win this game by 3, but that's not going to be an easy task, especially with how good Paris has been. Here's Cortez going over to Papadopoulos, taken, intercepted by Siege. Duke will clear it out deep. As we return now in the 7th minute, Alistair going back to Washburn. Paris wearing the whites. Athênai in the blue and white checker, I believe. I have that right? I believe I do. Cortez goes over to Papadopoulos. That's going to be blocked by Lind. And then cleared out. That's going to be cleared out again as they find Hyuga. Hyuga going over to Panda. Panda going to Lind. Athênai looking for that first of the 3 goals that they need. Here's Newport going back to Prince. Prince going forward to Newport again, being marked very closely by Alistair and Zanetti. As they go to Siege, to King. King over to Hyuga. Going forward to Pelletier. Pelletier fires! Pelletier scores! 9 minutes! 1-0 Athênai. As you see, Hyuga goes in. Pelletier sneaks past Snooks. I guess you could say he snook past him. That's not a word, Brian. All right. Well, if it is, it's not in that. Anywho. So Athênai is on the board. They need at least 1 more, maybe 2, depending on how tiebreakers are calculated. I could be honest, I don't know how it is. It could be off of head-to-head. I don't remember. I mean, they had 1 point coming in, so I would assume they drew. I don't know. Here's Panda. Over to King. Over to Pelletier. Back to Hyuga. Over to Pelletier again! No! No, Buenos Aires had 3 points coming into this, so they didn't draw. Buenos Aires must have beat Athênai. Yeah, because they lost to Paris the first game. Okay. So yeah, I think Athênai need 3. That is my official analysis. That may or may not be correct, but it's what I'm going to commentate as if that is the case, as Bradford just passed it right to Horvath. Picked up by Heather Bull over the Cortez. Duke dives too early. Cortez puts it past, and now it's 1-1. And once again, Athênai needs 3. All right. And that'll take us to the half. with a 1-1 draw. As you see, perfectly even, almost 4 shots to 4, 3 on target to 2. XG is only 0.04 of a point off. It has been an incredibly even game so far. But even is not enough for Athênai. We'll see if any changes are being made at the halfway mark to try to turn things around. It doesn't look like they were. We're already here in the second half. Here's Brzynski on the corner. That's going to be headed away by Newport, picked up by Snooks. Over to Horvath. Horvath taking it into the box, trying to find their way around Prince. They kind of do, but kind of don't, as they end up with the ball again, trying to find Alistair, but it's tipped up by Prince and recovered by King. As Cortez just kind of goes for it. Duke with the save. Lind able to get it off the goal line. Here's Brzynski. And they go to Alistair, and it tips over the bar. That's going to be a goal kick. So if Athênai wants to be in this, they're going to have to start scoring quickly. Here's Zanetti on the throw-in as they go over to Alistair, right on the edge of the box. They go into the box, they fire! It's saved by Duke! That's going to be a corner to be taken by Brzynski, 64th minute. Going far post, headed away by Lind, over to Cortez. Cortez goes for the long cross, looking for Papadopoulos, but it's headed away as Lind wins the header. But still under possession by A.S Paris, picked up by Lind on the interception. As they go over to King. We've hit the 65th minute mark now. And now we're at the 70-minute mark. Only about 20 minutes left to go in this game. And Athênai still needs 3. They are running out of time very quickly. As here's Siege on the throw in to Bradford. Over to Prince. Prince to King. King to Hyuga. Hyuga going deep. No. Headed away by Snooks. Picked up by Cortez. Put out to Papadopoulos, but no. A little too far. Duke picks it up as he comes out of the box. They go forward to Panda. Over to Hyuga. Hyuga goes back to Lind as we cross into the 86th minute. Here's Newport. Newport to Siege. To Prince. Back to Siege. Alistair getting in the middle of the two as they go over to King to Hyuga again. Forward to Bradford. Over to Prince. Over to Hyuga. Over to Newport. Over to Lind. They got to make some sort of forward progress. They are going backwards. There's no time to reposition anymore. You have to go for something. And here's Pelletier who fires and scores. And it's 2-1. 86th minute. Is it too little too late? As you see Siege go to Prince, over to Bradford. Bradford goes to Pelletier, who once again just snook past Snooks. As you see, that timer is starting to go. And the clock is about to strike midnight, I think, on Athênai's cup run. Zanetti goes deep for Papadopoulos. No, wide. See Cortez over the bowl to Horvath, going deep to Cortez. That's going to go out of bounds for a throw-in. And there is the final whistle. Athênai wins a Pyrrhic victory. 2-1 over A.S Paris. But unfortunately will still be going home from the cup. Credit to Paris. They played a very close game. They got the big goal when they needed it, and they're going to be the winners of this group. I still, to this day, do not know if there is some advantage to being first out of the group. But if there is, Paris, you have it. Congrats. So that'll close the book on Group A. As we're going to head over to Group B now, as we see Catalunya versus Seoul. Taking a look at our standings, we see out of Group B, Tokyo is already qualified with 6 points for the next stage, as Catalunya and Seoul both have 3 points. So here's the thing, Catalunya is up by 1 goal differential over Seoul. So I don't believe... No, it's just going to be whoever wins this game will go on. If it's a tie, Catalunya goes on. But our group standings will be determined by this game. So who will go on to the knockouts and who is going to go home? We will find out when we come back. All right, everybody, we are back here with Catalunya versus Seoul. Like I said, this is a very big game that will determine our second knockout entrant from this group. A draw benefits Catalunya. Any other result, the winner is in. As you see, this first half is already flying by. As we hit 30 minutes already. Not really many shots happening, 4-3. And oh my God, we're at the half. Whew. That was the fastest 45 minutes of my life. Well, we see, like I said, not much happened. 4 shots to 4, 2 on target to 1. 0.31 XG to 0.28. And, yeah. We'll see if any subs are coming in to try to get, you know, at least a good shot in this second half. Or if it's just going to be more of the same. Here's Rafael Ramos coming in from Mark Spoon. And then we see Vins on the corner here. It's going to be cleared away by Man, picked up by Järvinen. Järvinen taking it towards the box again, just running through Seoul people. Vins takes a shot through 7 players. Mueller goes over, and Okamoto just taps it in. That's not offside? No, Okamoto was on the goal line almost. Now, I will say, I'm still very bad at the offside rule, but who in the world is keeping Okamoto on here? Ramos? Somebody help me, please. Val? We now see that Catalunya has been the recipient of all the shots this half. And they have the 1 goal to show for it. Seoul really needs to get that equalizer and get 1 more. Because remember, they need to win. Draw doesn't do it for Seoul. We're in 86-minute territory. Here's Järvinen on the throw in to Staines. Staines trying to get it around Paul. Paul with the block. Tries to head it out, but ends up heading it right back to Staines, who goes to Sherwood, to Busquets, to Staines again, to Mueller. As they'll just stand right next to each other and just go back and forth and back and forth. As Busquets over to Mueller. Mueller goes for the shot. It's turned aside by Neuer. And that's going to be cleared out by Schwarzwalder in the 87th minute. And that might be all that she wrote. It is. Catalunya wins 1-0. And will go on to the knockout round. Good for them. As you see, 17 shots to 5. It was a very even first half. It was a less even second half. Catalunya definitely had the bigger XG. I think they had about 1.3 XG that half. Also took all the shots. All the shots. They will be finishing second in this group, barring a Tokyo meltdown versus Kaapstad, by which I mean Kaapstad would have to win by 3 in order for Catalunya to win this group. So, we'll see how that goes. As we are getting set for this next game. And we are off and running. Tokyo versus Kaapstad. And we are really running. 24th minute. Here's Nessie on the throw into Asagi. Over to Guerra. To Albashon to Shet. To Shet over to Visser. Visser just fires. Lets it rip. It's going to kick up the back of the net. Is this going to be another instance of that's all we get to see? No. 35th minute as we're crossing into the 36th. Here's Kraustas going in for Muffin. Muffin going into the box on the very edge of the box. Versetti says no. Passes it over to Guerra. Guerra trying to round several Kaapstad players. Goes forward to Skyrise. Skyrise all alone in front of everybody. Fires and it goes into the crowd. And here's Hall on the goal kick. Over to Kamavinga. And then who goes back to Hall? Who goes over to Doug? Shinji Kaido getting in the middle of it all. As Kraustas tries to head it forward the clock, but heads it too far. It goes over to Versetti. Versetti goes to Asagi, to Guerra. There it goes towards that back line. Goes for Sky Rise. It's blocked by Hall. As here is Nessie on the corner. It's headed away by De Silva. But recovered by Touchette. And that's just going to be doinked out of bounds by Scott Muffin. That'll be a throw-in. 42nd minute now. Here's the throw-in by Nessie. It's going to be intercepted by Kaapstad, over to Hogg, over to Muffin, back over to Kamavinga. Hall over to Doug. Doug forward to Mueller. Mueller back to Doug. Kaapstad trying to move the ball forward as there's halftime orange slices. The rookie coming up here, going over to Mueller. But intercepted by Tokyo as they go over to Rupp to Visser. Over to Kaido. Kaido going back to Touchette, over to Visser again. Visser goes deep for Guerra, who has a whole zip code to themselves. As they go to Shinji Kaido, who scores! And puts Tokyo up 1-0 right before the half. You see Visser, like I said, Guerra just has their entire zip code to themselves. And you would think it's going to Rise, and I think Hall thought it was going to Rise, and then he said, no, it's going to Kaido. And that'll take us to the half. Tokyo up 1-0, 13 shots to 3. It's been quite the one-sided affair so far. We'll see if Kaapstad can salvage a point from this. And get themselves on the board here. Any substitutions coming in for this second half? Or no? We'll find out. As you see, Alessio Calvatore coming in for halftime orange slices, who had to go do their second job of passing out. Oh, wait, what? 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 So anyway, they had to go do their second job of passing out orange slices at halftime and just got a little too tired doing that. As you see, there is a goal kick. We are hoping that our technical issues have been resolved here in the booth, and hope that allows us to get some quality statistics for you. As you see, Asagi going over to Guerra to Nessie, and Guerra fires, but nothing doing. As we go into the 69th minute, 70th minute. All right, here is Mueller. Looking for Muffin, but headed away by Nessie. But recovered by Kaapstad as Kamavinga goes over to Cove. They go back and forth. Kamavinga tries to take it deep. I don't know if he was aiming for Muffin and just way overshot, but... or if they were trying to clear it. If they were trying to clear it, mission success, I guess. But Rise just goes for it at the edge of the box. And that'll be that. Rise currently second in the cup in the Golden Boot race with 5 goals. Looking only 1 goal behind Jeffrey Levert for that lead, and only has about 6 minutes to catch up to that. What's amazing for Rise, though... oh, that's going to go in! That's Guerra! I didn't quite see what happened there. It looked like that Hall made the save off the corner. I'm going to have to see this again in slow-mo. Here is Nessie. Hall does make the save, but can't hold on to it, and then Guerra just taps it in. And that's going to do it. That is full time. It is 2-0 Tokyo over Kaapstad. As you see, just a dominating performance by Tokyo today. 31 shots to 4. 15 on target. Wild, wild game. See the 8.4 performance from Nessie, where we're getting player of the match. Dexter Hall, still the 7.8 rating, despite letting those 2 goals pass, but also made 13 saves. So, knowing what we know now, we know that Tokyo has won the group on 9 points. Catalunya will finish with 6 points, second in the group. And Seoul and Kaapstad, unfortunately, head home. So, half of our finalists, or half of our knockout participants, I shouldn't say finalists, half of our knockout participants have been decided. So now we have to go to the back half, where we will see some Group C action. We'll be starting off with Red Star and Reykjavik. So this is the group that is the most up for grabs, kind of. Both groups A and B had someone sitting on 6 points. Group C does not have such a team, as Sao Paulo and Reykjavik both sit on 4 points at the top of the table, both with 2 goal differential. Laos sits at 3 points and a -1 goal differential. And Montreal currently sits with no points and a -3 goal differential. So here's the crazy situations we could have. Situation 1, Lao beats Reykjavik. Lao goes on. Reykjavik has to hope for a Sao Paulo loss by more than what Reykjavik loses by. Who won the head-to-head on that, if it comes down to it? That's not what I'm looking for. Situation number 2, Reykjavik wins, in which case our 2 knockout participants are decided, and Sao Paulo Montreal happens for seeding. Situation number 3, they draw, in which case Reykjavik is in, and Lao would still be in third, but should Sao Paulo lose by 3, Lao would go through. Reykjavik and Sao Paulo drew. So that makes things very interesting. Situation number 4, Sao Paulo just beats Montreal, and all this is kind of pointless, and it just comes down to whoever wins, Red Star versus Reykjavik. But there is a lot on the line here, and a lot that has to be determined by this first game. And we'll see what happens in this game when we come back in about 60 seconds. All right, we got a glimpse of one of the tactics here. Red Star out in a 4-3-3, very wide with two defensive wingers. Reykjavik out here in a 4-2-3-1, and I don't remember if we got a peek at the tactics in the previous game. If we did, and I didn't acknowledge it, I apologize. Actually, I make no apologies for the first game, because the first game there was a lot happening. Other games, I will apologize. As we join here in the 38th minute, as we see Reykjavik charging forward over the casual, and that's going to be over for a goal kick. "43rd minute now, Red Star on the throw-in, going back to Changsha. Over to Williams, to Vilk. Vilk going deep, looking for Tato, but no, picked up by Scarpetta. Over to Letizier, over to Hall, but picked up by DeBernia, over to Tato. Tato rounds Scarpetta, fires, and into like row E. And that'll take us to the half. 0-0 draw. As you see that Reykjavik has 11 shots, 7 on target, but only good for 0.95 XG. So, but that was a very, very fast half. See if any substitutions are coming in. I feel bad that I'm not really contributing much in these first 3 halves. They've been going so fast that there's not really much for me to comment on. So, as you see, Ricky Bobby coming in for Lapta for Reykjavik, as here's Kanders going out to Vilk. Kanders again going out to Norris. Norris going deep, looking for Ladiver. I'm sorry, not looking for Ladiver. Intercepted by Ladiver as they go back. Here's Ricky Bobby. Fires, it's off the post! And that's going to be a penalty! I didn't quite see who drew the penalty, but Vilk is being called by the referee. Here's Casual to take the penalty. Lines up, 53rd minute. Kanders is ready. Fires, scores! As Casual goes right down the middle and puts Reykjavik up 1-0 in the 53rd minute. Kanders' guess is wrong, but there's no real right way to guess that except it's literally just the war game scenario of the only way to win is to not play, and the only way to win that was to not move. Are people here old enough to remember the movie War Game? Oh, whatever. Joker goes over to Bobby. Bobby goes all the way to the back line. It's going to be headed by Andrews, and that's going to be a goal. And it's 2-0 Reykjavik. And that is more than likely the goal that sends them on to the knockout stage. Oh, goodness. You see, we passed the 80th minute, and it's just been a rough game for Laos. Reykjavik, 19 shots, 11 on target. You know, Kanders is doing all they can. The 7.3 match rating. And it was just, unfortunately, a rough day for the Red Star offense as they can't find a single shot on target. And, oh, okay. That is the end of the game. Reykjavik will go on. Oh, okay, we're back. Reykjavik goes on 2-0. So they have punched their tickets to the knockout stage, and in doing so, have also punched Sao Paulo's ticket to the knockout stage. All Sao Paulo is playing for in their next game is seeding, and they will need to beat Montreal by at least 2. If they want to challenge for that first seed, and unfortunately with that, Laos cup run is over, but Laos put out a heck of a run this year. They took They took a win. They had 3 points. They took Reykjavik deep. Reykjavik had the first goal on the penalty, and they held them scoreless for over a half. But unfortunately, just not enough to make it out this year. As we do go to our next game of Group C, it is Montreal versus Sao Paulo. And we'll see who will take this one when we come back. We're back. You see Fontabens puts the ball out deep off of a free kick in the 9th minute. But it's going to be recovered, and that's going to be Coffee Biscuit right at the off. It's been How is he offside from that far out? You can't even see the lines. What is happening? All right, 0-0 game still. Here's Newman going deep to Biscuit. Biscuit fires, saved by Rage. Wartooth kicks it back to Rage, who clears it out. But it's going to be recovered by Sao Paulo again as Anshaw goes forward, looking for Biscuit over to Owen 44, who I believe is our current leader in the golden offsides flag race. I'm going to go confirm that while we have a second. See Rage going out to Cinnamon. Over to Holmberg, who gets it past Anshaw, looking for O'Rourke, but picked up by Inclin. And yes, it is Owen 44, who is our current leader in the golden offsides flag race. As we go over to Newman, Newman takes it in the box, but has a lot of Montreal kits in front of him. But they go back to Mayhem. It's saved by Rage. Rolls out of bounds. That's going to be a corner kick. And that's going to be headed away. It's going to be picked up by Anshaw. I would like to, at this time, express how proud I am of everyone that on Game 3, our yellow card leader only has 1. It is just a massive tie with 1. So good job, everybody, on being good people. That's going to take us to the half. It is a 0-0 draw presently. Sao Paulo did have that 1 disallowed goal, but besides that, it's been a little quiet. Like, there's been a lot of shots, but not really much in the way of productive shots. So we'll see if any changes are coming in during the half while I look up more hilarious league leaders in things. Unfortunately, we don't really have anyone in this game who is going for the Golden Hamstring Award, which coming into today was being held by Zenadine Gintonic with 33 kilometers run. I'm sure he only added to that today. And Sky Rise was our highest average rating with 9.3 as we're in the second half, and that's Lachlan O'Rourke with a goal! And it's 1-0 Montreal! We see the throw-in the 47th minute over to Pedersen, over to Waffle, who gets it to O'Rourke, who wins the header battle with Lexington. Montreal is up 1. So here we are. We join again in the 54th minute. Here is Funyuns. Remember, Funyuns, the official snack of the SSL. Hashtag not sponsored. We go over to Fred, to Pedersen. Pedersen going back to Fontabens, to Waffle, who goes over looking for O'Rourke again, but O'Rourke is offside. I saw that one before it happened. Here's Anderson going out deep, was looking for maybe Newman, but picked up by Montreal, who have been a lot more possessive in this second half, but here's Owen 44. Owen 44 takes the shot, and Owen 44 scores. And just like that, it's 1-1, equalized in the 59th minute. You see, they play around the midfield line, then Newman just goes for Thessenwitz, who finds 44, who's just past everybody, is able to almost get past Rage, and just take that nice angle shot towards the far post. As now we go to the 67th minute. Here's Montreal coming out off the goal kick. Holmberg going over to Calavera. It's going to be headed back by Inkland. Over to Funyuns. Funyuns, the 44, just stolen by Phantomens. They go over to Pedersen. Pedersen goes over to Waffle. As they go back forward for Pedersen, trying to get around Dessenwitz, goes all the way to that back corner. Goes for the long cross to O'Rourke, but intercepted by Anshan. And now we have Dessenwitz. Dessenwitz going deep, looking for Owen 44, who's past everyone again. Fires, it's off the post. It bounces clear. It's cleared out by Montreal, but picked back up by Sao Paulo. As Funyuns goes over to Anshaw. Over to Funyuns again, forward to Newman. Still plenty of time to try to get a couple more goals, and there's one of them. Owen 44 puts Sao Paulo up 2-1. As you see, Newman goes back to Funyuns over to 44. '69th minute. So remember, if Sao Paulo wins this by 2, I'm going to be honest, I don't know what happens. If Sao Paulo wins by 3, they will top the group for whatever advantage they may or may not have for that. Here's Biscuit over to Anshaw. Going to be headed away by Wartooth, picked up by Mayhem. Over to Ramirez, going deep, looking for Coffee Biscuit, but no. Picked up by Rage, who tries to clear it out. But Sao Paulo with the quick recovery, but can't take advantage of Rage being that far out of the goal. It's stolen by Montreal, going over to Pedersen, to Fountabenz, over to Fred, who goes over to Ketchup Noodles. They go back to Fred. Fred going back to Fountabenz. Newman trying to get in between them so they can't keep doing this back and forth, but they elect to go forward to Pedersen. Pedersen towards the back corner goes for the long cross, and it's Lachlan O'Rourke gets it that time, and it's 2-2, and we're tied up in the 71st minute. Bang, bang! Pedersen goes all the way up that sideline, takes it to the back line. O'Rourke not covered this time with someone in between him and Pedersen. Easy one-timer shot. 75th minute now. As we go over to Holmberg, back to Calavera. Calavera going back to Wartooth. As we go forward to Pedersen. Pedersen towards the back line. Goes for the cross, and no! Just a bit too wide. And Anderson will restart play, booting it out deep. It's going to be picked up by Newman. Slide by Pedersen. Clean slide, according to the referee, as we go forward to O'Rourke. O'Rourke past the entire defense. Fires, no, too wide. Anderson didn't even move for it. If that was on target, that was a goal. Now we see about 5 minutes left in this one. Here's Pedersen on the corner. Montreal trying to get those points. As Biscuit goes back to Funyuns. Back forward to Biscuit. Over to Ramirez. Biscuit goes to Newman. Newman goes deep, looking for Owen 44, who's past Fentabens. Fires, chips it, scores! 3-2 Montreal. I'm sorry, 3-2 Sao Paulo. Excuse me. I got excited. I read the wrong team. Sao Paulo has about 3 or so minutes to try to tack on another to try to lead this group, as here is Wartooth on the throw-in. There are 3 minutes of stoppage time. O'Rourke going back to Holmberg, over to Wartooth, back over to Holmberg as they go in for O'Rourke. O'Rourke is in the box at the back line, has to go back to Wartooth for no clear shot. They go for Fred, but the header battle is lost. But it's picked up by Ketchup Noodle, who fires it, and it's going to be out of bounds for a goal kick. And that's all we're going to get to see as Sao Paulo does take the win in a 3-2 victory over Montreal. A well-played game by Montreal, but Sao Paulo just edges them out on the scoreboard. 23 shots to 13, 9 on target to 5. XG 1.9 to 1.18, you know, not quite a goal difference, but you still feel like this is a deserved victory for Sao Paulo. Owen 44 has the hat trick. It's a great way to cap off your group stage if you are a Sao Paulo fan. Does that put Owen 44 in the lead for the Golden Boot? No. Has Owen 44 not had any goals? Oh, he had 2 coming into today, so that would put him at 5. So I'd put him at 2nd in the Golden Boot, but our Golden Boot leader is still yet to play. But that'll close the book on Group C. As we know that Reykjavik has won the group, and Sao Paulo will be the 2nd team out of the group, and Montreal will unfortunately be joining Laos on the plane ride home. But they showed a lot of fight in that last game, and even though they didn't get any points in the cup, with the way that they played, especially in that last game, they did deserve one. At least one. But it was just not meant to be. So we go to Group D. Group D is the most decided out of our group so far, as we're going to start with Interlondon and Cairo, who are both playing for pride at this point, as we know both Hollywood and Romana are advancing to the knockouts. So Interlondon and Cairo kind of play for pride. Hollywood Romana will be playing for first place out of the group. So we'll see what happens in this group when we come back in about 90 seconds. I mean 2 minutes. All right, and we are back here for Interlondon versus Cairo. These two teams just actually played recently in Division 2, and they are having the rematch here on the last day of the cup as we see Pinkman going over to Ruma. Ruma looks for Jerry. No, Van Neuer just kind of bends backwards for a minute, but there is no shot that ultimately comes his way. 3rd minute, Yeboah rolls it out to dives in a lot as Yeboah goes deep again. Looking for Clements over to Pinkman. Pinkman back to free kick. Free kick. Takes it to the back line over to Ruma. Ruma goes deep, back to dives in a lot. Forward to free kick again, over to Ruma. Ruma goes deep, looking for Jerry, and Jerry scores! Let's go! His first goal of the season. Never mind, it's offside. I wish I had words for a Jerry offside goal, but I've seen it so many times, I've just become numb to it. All right, 6 minute. Over to Ruma to free kick. Free kick. It's intercepted by Lauren. They go out to Jean-Claude, looking for McGlaskins. Over to McFlopface. McFlopface goes back to McGlaskins. Goes all the way back to Lauren. Over to Laudrup. Back to Lauren. Stojakovic. The prime time 99. Who goes deep looking for McGlaskins? No, it's headbutted away by dives in a lot, but then picked back up by Adamu as K. Clements is caught sleeping at the wheel. McGlaskins fires. McGlaskins scores. And it's 1-0 Cairo in the 7th minute. Clements, like I said, just kind of gets caught in La La Land for a second. Adamu takes advantage. Goes forward to McGlaskins, and that's a 1-0 victory for... lead for Cairo. There's still 83 minutes of game to play before we can declare victory. Go over to Clements. No. Intercepted by McGlaskins again. Over to McFlopface. Forward to Jean-Claude. Jean-Claude past the defense. Scarpetta gets in front of it. Picked up by free kick. And now this first half will start to go by very quickly. 26th minute, here's Jerry on the corner, headed, but no. That'll be a goal kick. Here's Van Neuer. Booms it out, looking for Jean-Claude, but picked up by Scarpetta. Forward to Pinkman. Pinkman goes forward to Jerry, over to Ruma. Jerry again, tripped by Stojakovic, no foul call. Jerry on the rebound and scores! And there's no offside flag this time. That's his first of the season. In the 32nd minute, and it makes it 1-1. As you see Ruma going over. Stojakovic with the block. Normus kicks it off their own person. Jerry picks it up off the deflection and just puts it in the back of the net. And we're tied, 1-1. Here's the throw-in by Howd here in the 39th minute. Howd going forward to Manone. Over to Pinkman. Pinkman up to Clements. Clements, clear shot! Doesn't miss those very often. And it's 2-1 Inner London. As Clements sneaks through the defense, solid snake style. And puts one in. '40th minute now. Van Neuer clears it out, but it's going to be picked up by Scarpetta. Scarpetta crosses the midfield line, going over to Manone. Scarpetta goes back to Howd. Back over to Scarpetta, over to Millar, to Pinkman. Back to Millar, back to Scarpetta. And we're just going to play a little bit of triangle strategy here as we go over to Howd, to Pinkman, forward to Jerry. Jerry past Lauren. Jerry fires. It's wide. And that'll be a goal kick. I think that will take us to the half. Into London, up 2-1. 19 shots to 3. 6 on target to 1. It was all about the Inner London offense, that one, but Cairo stays within 1. As we'll see if any changes are coming in. during the half to change things up here. Does not look like there were, and we're getting right back into the action as here's Howd going deep out for Jerry. Jerry past the defense, fires, but no. 50 minutes, and that's going to be headed over the net by Scarpetta. And now we pick up again the 55th minute. Cairo trying to clear it out, but it's picked up by free kick. Ruma gets it back in, over to Pinkman. Intercepted by Adamu, but picked back up by Commence, who fires and scores from the edge of the box. Commence on their second goal of the day puts Inter London up 3-1. Free kick goes in to Ruma. And they thought maybe they caught Commence sleeping again, and Adamu thought they had a steal there, an interception there. But Commence takes it back and puts it in to put Inter London up 3-1. As here is free kick, trying to get around McGlascom's does, gets it to Commence, who fires, it's parried aside, but then cleared out. 60th minute, Hughes dives in a lot, going over to Scarpetta. Scarpetta trying to clear it out deep, but it's picked back up by Lauren. Lauren goes over to McGlascom's to Laudrup, over to Primetime 99. As Laudrup goes forward for Adamu, over to McGlascom's again. McGlascom's fires. Yeboah sticks his feet into the ground, just parries it aside, unflinching. As here's Laudrup on the free kick. And Yeboah will try to snatch it out of the air. Will fail. It will be picked up by McFlopface over to Laudrup, who has a whole zip code to himself. But it's going to get back in the feet of Laudrup, going over to Adamu. Over to Primetime. To Jean-Claude. To McGlascom's. Kicks it off of McFlopface, but holds on to possession. Here's Arasov on the edge of the box. Goes over to Primetime. Over to Arasov again. Arasov taking along. Howd gets in front of it. And that's going to be a corner kick to be taken by Laudrup. A lot of Inter London players right in front of the goal. And it's going to be headed away by Millar. Picked up by Normus. All right. 67th minute now. Throw in from Howd. As they go over to free kick. Free kick fires, but it's not a free kick. So, you know it can't go in that case. Here's Primetime 99 on the corner over here. That's going to be headed away by Millar. Over to McFlopface. McFlopface goes back to Adamu, over to Lauren, over to Laudrup, to Primetime 99, over to Jean-Claude. Jean-Claude fires! Jean-Claude scores! And Cairo has brought it. No, it's been disallowed. Again, how are you offside from that far? Okay, fine. But, like, all right. It's still 3-1. Our second disallowed goal of the game. As we go over to Cairo, as we go over to Scarpetta to dives in a lot, excuse me. Scarpetta over to Millar. Millar back heels it to Scarpetta, who's just going to go back to Yeboah again. As we're getting ready to cross the 70-minute mark, Jean-Claude trying to get right in front of Yeboah, not letting this free pass allow. Back and forth. They go deep to Pinkman, looking for Commence, intercepted by Adamu, picked up by McGlascom's. McGlascom goes deep, but it's going to be intercepted by Scarpetta, who's going to clear it back out to free kick over to K. Commence. K. Commence takes it across the midfield line, goes forward, looking for Jerry, finds Jerry in the box, who goes for Minone, Dexter Minone! Puts it in, and it's 4-1 Inter London in the 71st minute. Commence goes deep, finds Jerry. Jerry turns around on the ball, gets it to Minone, who Normus could not get in between Minone and Jerry. And that's the fourth goal for Inter London. As we see a kickoff here from Jean-Claude. We go over to Normus, 71st minute, crossing into the 72nd. It's headed away by Scarpetta, but picked back up by Normus. Over to McFlopface, launch up. McGlascom fires and McGlascom scores! And it's 4-2, Cairo. There's no offside this time. Did you see McFlopface goes in towards Laudrup, who goes deep for McGlascom, who snuck past direct free kick. Puts it in for the 6th goal of the game. We're going to have an offsides look here. Those lines are close. And if you had Xenlos saying those lines are close on your bingo card, I'm surprised it took to the 7th game, but you can check it off. We see 2 minutes of stoppage time. We're in the 91st minute. Van Neuer taking the goal kick out. It's going to be picked up. No, McGlascom's accidentally heads it over to Inner London. Jerry gets inside. Jerry fires. Jerry scores! His 2nd of the game. His 2nd of the season. And it's 5-2 Inner London. You see, McGlascom's tried to head it over the Laudrup, but Pinkman was there to make the interception. Passes it forward to Jerry, who just snuck past the defense. And that's going to take us to full-time. Inner London win a 5-2 affair. A game that had 7 goals, including 2 disallowed goals for 9 balls that went in the net. Just only 7 of them counted. 28 shots to 9 in favor of Inner London. As you see, not the best day, unfortunately, from Arisaw, but we still had a couple 8.2s there. But that's going to take us to our final game of the day and our final game of the group stage. Hollywood versus A.C Romana. As Hollywood looks to make a strong exit from the group stage, as they've been expected to do in recent years. But standing in their way, Golden Boot leader Jeffrey Levert at the front of Romana. Who will take the group? We'll find out when we come back in about 30 seconds. All right, kickoff is here. A.C Romana sitting in the white kits. Hollywood in the blue and black. We go over to Anavier. That's just going to be sent out for a throw-in. You see Hollywood lining up in a 4-3-3 asymmetric. But here's Romana on Anavier. Stolen by Maradona. Picked up by Nunez. One of the Nunez taking it up to the back corner, trying to get it around Gerard. Goes over to Schweinsteiger. Goes back to Nunez. A long cross, looking for Anavier. Headed again. Saved by the Heretic, I think. And Nagatoro Maradona is down, but okay. As here's Jeremiah over to Anavier. Over to Mathieu. Mathieu takes it to the edge of the box. Fires. No. So here is what is on the line here. A potential advantage in the knockout stage that we're not... Oh, that's a big trip, but right on the outside of the box. Nothing called. Gerard taking it across midfield. Trying to get it clear of Nunez, but Nunez keeping pace along with Schweinsteiger over to Maradona. Maradona fires. It's off of Glenn Smart. We have another throw-in the 12th minute over to Levert. Not Jeffrey Levert, B. Levert, who, I'm going to be honest, I don't know what the B stands for. So, as we go over, it's forward to Taka. Taka trying to make their way around Smart. All the way to the back line. Goes all the way back to Gerard, who goes in for Maradona, but it's headed out by Jeremiah. Picked up by Gerard again, though. Goes in, kicks it off of Kim Olatu's face. Recovered by Possible, over to Ling Kwai, who goes back to Possible, to Lightning. No, cleared out by one of the Nunez, but picked back up by Spack Jarrow. Jarrow taking it over to Lightning, over to Ling Kwai, back over to Lightning, forward to Possible. Possible makes it past Nunez. Possible clean shot, fires into row J. Goal kick. 14th minute now. Here's Smart. Going over to Schweinsteiger. Jeremiah. Cleared back to Smart, though. Goes forward to Schweinsteiger again. Schweinsteiger takes it past midfield. Up the sideline. Can't quite get around Nagatoro Maradona. Passes it over to Nunez. Never mind. Intercepted by Tiki Taka. Tiki Taka trying to get around Kimolatu. But just, has the pace, gets past him, but is still marked by Nunez. Does they go over the Lightning, back over to Taka? No, intercepted by Nunez. Over to Jeremiah, to Kimolatu, to Schweinsteiger, who goes out deep, looking for Jeffrey Levert, but it's headed by Jero, recovered by Hollywood. Here's Nagatoro Maradona, over to Gerard. Gerard taking it back up the sideline. This seems to be the path he likes to go. Goes over the middle looking for Lin Kwai. No, it's off of Toastman. Picked up by Nunez. Cleared out. Picked up by Hollywood again. Here's Valor going over to Lightning. To Maradona. To Lin Kwai. Kwai goes around Nunez. Open shot. Fires. Scores. Past Kerrigan. And Hollywood takes a 1-0 lead. Whew. Lightning goes to Maradona, gets it to Lin Kwai, who makes a little shimmy to get around Nunez. Kerrigan falls to his knees, and Kwai puts it past him. And we'll check the offside here. And oh, those lines are close. Actually, Kwai might even be fractionally offside. I'm not sure Kwai was even onside for that, I'm going to be honest. But all that matters, Hollywood has the 1-0 lead. Here's Gerard on the corner. A whole lot of things happen, but there's Nagatoro Maradona getting one past Kerrigan after the ball pinballs a bit. And it's now 2-0 Hollywood. You see Lin Kwai heads it back into the box, beating Kimolatu for the header. So as I was trying to say, the potential advantage of being first seed in the group is on the line here. If this game were to draw, A.C Romana by goal differential would win the group. But Hollywood is doing everything they can to make sure that that draw doesn't happen. But here's Nunez going forward to Levert. Levert fires, saved by the Heretic, who is ready for his shenanigans. And we have a corner kick to be taken by Jeremiah. Goes over. Headed out, picked up by Anavier. Anavier turns it around. Looking for Levert, finds Costanza. The problem is Costanza does not play for A.C Romana. So here's the Heretic on the goal kick out. But it's intercepted by Nunez. Nunez goes back to Jeremiah. Jeremiah goes forward to Nunez again, goes for the cross. It's shot, it's scored by Pascal Anavier. And that puts Romano within one. 2-1, 30th minute. As you see Nunez go back to Jeremiah, who goes back forward to Nunez. Gets a good cross. You think it's going to Levert. It doesn't. It goes to Anavier. Possible wasn't ready to compete for the header. And now we have a free kick taken the 32nd minute by Gerard. And a dive for it by Kerrigan. There's an open goal, but they're not able to take advantage. Jarrow kicked it off his own teammate, and it's cleared out. And now here's the Heretic coming out of goal, leaving the goal open a little bit. Not punished for that either. 36th minute, Lin Kwai going deep out to Nagatoro. Picked up by Tiki Taka. There's a lot of white kits in front of him, so he elects to go back to Gerard. Gerard goes for the long cross. It's headed. It's rebounded by Tiki Taka, who's going to put Hollywood up 3-1. In the 37th minute, Gerard goes deep. Gets it towards the back line. Goes so in quiet. It's headed by Nunez. But unfortunately, Nunez heads it right to Taka, who's able to just one-time it in. As now we have a throw-in here in the 44th minute. Lin Kwai goes forward to Tiki Taka. Tiki Taka going for that back corner that Hollywood has had so much success from. They go over to Nagatoro Maradona. They go over to Possible. Possible goes towards the right corner. So they set up the cross. Nothing doing. Picked up by Gerard. Gerard going to go right back to his corner. But everybody knows he rules this corner. And that's going to be a ricochet off of Gerard. The missed header recovered by Gerard. Crosses it back in. So Gerard goes to Linh Quai. Linh Quai misses the header. Gerard seizes the opportunity. Sends it straight across the back line. And then it's just popped in by Linh Quai right before the half. And we do hit the half. And it is 4-1 Hollywood. 11 shots, 5 on target, 4 goals for Hollywood. 5 shots, 2 on target, 1 goal for Romana. Romana is going to have to do something crazy in this second half if they want to overcome this deficit to win this group. They need 4 goals. Can it be done? But at the half now, we finally have a moment to breathe. I feel like I haven't had one of those in a minute. You see Fall on the floor coming in for Schweinsteiger. Here's Taka going back to Costanza. I'm sorry, A.C Romana only needs 3 goals. I don't know why I thought it was 5-1. They need 3 goals. All right, here's Maradona over to Taka, over to Gerard. Gerard going for that corner again. He has a game plan, and he always sticks to the game plan. That's going to be a throw-in. Now here's Gerard on the throw-in over to Maradona. Maradona goes deep for Taka. Taka fires, saved by Kerrigan. Goes over the Smart to Nunez to the floor. Here is Nunez on the throw-in over to the floor. The floor to Kemalatu. Kemalatu back to Jeremiah, over to Nunez again, back over to the floor, back over to Nunez. Trying to go forward for Kemalatu, but Levert finds their way to the ball first. As here's Maradona going over to Gerard. Gerard, no. Stolen by DeFleur. DeFleur taking it up the sideline, trying to get around Valor. Gets to that back corner, goes over to Nunez, passes over to Jeremiah, goes in for Jeffy Levert, but no, it's tipped over by the Heretic. And we're going to have a corner kick to be taken by Jeremiah here in the 53rd minute. Goes near post, heads away. They go back into Jeremiah, though. It's intercepted by Hollywood over the Lightning. Jero clears it out. And Hollywood has a little bit of room to breathe. But here's Gerard on the throw-in in their own territory. Going over to B. Levert, but they go back to Gerard. Gerard taking it up the sideline, going deep, looking for Taka, but no. Headed away by Smart. Picked up by Kerrigan, who goes over to Smart. Smart turns around, passes it forward to Nunez, over to the floor. The floor goes back to Jeremiah, over to Nunez again. Nunez taking it up, taking it towards the back line. Goes for the cross, looking for Levert. Saved by the Heretic. '63rd minute now. Here's Jeremiah on the throw and taken by B. Levert, but stolen back by Kemalatu. Jeffrey Levert fires, and that's going to be a corner kick. Here's Jeremiah looking for Jeffrey Levert, but no. Cleared out, picked up by Tiki Taka. Taka, good challenge by Nunez, but misses unfortunately as Taka now has a clear run to the goal. The other Nunez, though, clears it out, and we have an injury to Tiki Taka, who will unfortunately have to come off the field. Brednik Levert, that is what the B stands for. If you would ask me what I thought the B stands for, Brednik would have been like maybe my 75th guess. As we go over to Toastman, to Matthew, and Avier. And it's headed by Gerard, picked up by the Heretic. Almost not picked up. He kind of bobbled it there for a second. 71st minute, throw in by Gerard over to Costanza. He goes back over to Gerard. Nunez trying to steal it, but no, just passes back to Valor. Valor being marked by the floor. I've already... It's Brednik, Brian. Brednik Levert. All right. Smart going over to the floor. The floor going deep for Jeffrey Levert. Jeffrey Levert fires from about 30 yards out, and the Heretic ready to fall on it. 72nd minute. If Romana wants to get something going here, they got to start scoring, and they have to do it soon. Here is Nunez taking it up the sideline, going for that back quarter, goes for the long cross. It's headed, but saved as it's snatched out of the air by the Heretic. 75th minute, Jeremiah goes over to Anavier. Pascal Anavier. It's going to be a corner as the Heretic snatches it out of the air. And for what it's worth, this game has actually felt very close. You see that Hollywood has the less shots on target. They have 6 shots on target to Romana's 8, but Hollywood has been making those on-target shots count. Well, unfortunately, it's been a few wasted opportunities from Romana. We go to Gerard, to Maradona, to Valor, to Lightning. Over to Maradona again, to Ling Kwai. Ling Kwai fires. Nothing doing. By the way, I just noticed that Hollywood is playing with 10 men. They didn't have a sub to come. Okay. Here's Maradona. We only have 2 minutes of stoppage time here, though. So it looks like, barring some absolute insanity, Hollywood is going to win this group. As here's Valor going forward. Valor shoots and scores. 10 men, no problem. As Hollywood goes up 5-1. Gerard with a nice little heel kick to Valor, who got past Smart, made the run, fires it past the diving Kerrigan. You see Jeremiah on the throw into the floor. He goes back to Kemoatu. A good slide by Jeremiah, but picked up by Kwai. Kwai goes back to possible over to Jero. This game could be coming to an end at any second. We see Kemoatu over to Matthew. Picked up by the Heretic. Heretic's going to boom it out. That's going to be picked back up by Nunez, but never mind, headed over to possible. And that's going to do it. Oh boy. A 5-1 victory for Hollywood that certainly felt closer than 5-1. But man, like I said, they took those opportunities and they made them count. A well-deserved victory for Hollywood, who will win Group D. Romana will come in second in Group D, still going to the knockouts, but may or may not have a harder road because of it. You see Ling Kwai, player of the match, the 9.9 rating, 2 goals, 2 assists. Just didn't do that last little bit to get that 10.0, but whew. What a match day. We had some really exciting games, and we had some games that were less exciting, but still good. I always love the cup group stages. It's always a fun time. Lots of action, lots of fun. As you see, there are our final looks at the table. Paris and Buenos Aires winning Group A, Tokyo and Catalunya winning Group B, Reykjavik and Sao Paulo winning Group C, and then Group D, Hollywood and A.C Romana. But that's going to do it for me. If you stuck it around for all 8 games, I highly appreciate you hanging out with me. I know I had a blast. I hope you had a good time. But that's going to wrap it up for the group stage. We'll hopefully be seeing the draw for the quarterfinals soon. And when we do, I hope we'll all be ready for it. But until then, thank you everyone again. I've been Xenlos as always. And I hope you all have a fantastic night. Good night.